It begins with two brothers, Harry and Morris Wax. Harry began his career as a bookkeeper, but then joined the Navy in 1943 as a Seabee.
And he sent $50 a month home to his wife like they did, you know, back then. And she had $2,500 for him, and that's what he opened the business with.
In the fall,
Harry Wax was unique. He was a fine person, high character, honest as the day is long. He talked mean, but he was a soft soap guy.
But Harry, one day, the phones was ringing off the hooks. And all three of us that worked in the front room was on the phone. And still, it's ringing, ringing, ringing. So he came out and pointed his finger at me and he says, "Hang up, answer the phone."
Oh, I drove him all the time. I was his chauffeur. I was Harry Wax's chauffeur. He said he could drive, but he was lousy.
There was just Harry and Morris, Kelly Scott, Kenny Teague, worked in the warehouse, made the chemicals, and me.
Kelly Scott came to us in about March of '46 out of the Navy. He became the first sales manager.
He always had the biggest sales quota and sold the most product every month. The one thing that Mr. Scott really implanted in my mind and in my heart and became a part of our sales growth was that if we serve well, we sell well.
I used to make sweet compound. We used to sell a lot of that stuff.
Well, at that time, we would drive to an area basically, and then we would get out of the cars and we walked, and we all carried, of course, a sample of some product. So we had something to show. Very simply, a simple opening, and then we might say, you know, I have a product I'd like to show you. Do you have a toilet I can clean, please? And I think I've cleaned most of them in the South Bay area at one time or another. But it opened the door to what others were not doing. And it started us in on getting a corner on the competitor.
We were in Riverside for a short period of time, and then we moved to San Bernardino. It was a very small facility. We had about 3 people, I believe, in the office, 3 of us girls. We probably had 2 trucks and 4 or 5 salespeople. We had small showroom, small office, and a manager's office and a warehouse.
You had to go out and install at a restaurant. You had to furnish them with stoves, refrigerators, the complete equipment, you know, chairs, tables, dishes, silverware. But they go out of business 2 weeks later, and so you'd repossess everything. We was doing a restaurant supply setup at a clubhouse, and I didn't realize it was a nudist camp. And we was installing stoves and stuff like this inside the kitchen area. And actually we had lunch, and the people serving us were completely naked.
Morris Wax was an exciting man in a different way. He had broader vision, I think, than his brother had. It was a dream of full growth, of going the extra mile, of expanding beyond what you might reasonably think. And there were no limits to his dream.
Morris is a prince. Morris was a customer's man. He understood people, and he knew how to get along with them, and he was a good salesman.
When I first came to work there, he went out in the warehouse and would make sweep and make different things that we had to sell.
He was a very hard worker, very diligent. He got up very early and was one of the first to arrive at work. I think it was a challenge to him to see if he could be there first.
Morris was like a father. In the beginning, you had to earn it with Morris. Morris is the kind of a guy that doesn't give you stripes without earning them.
I remember Mr. Wax coming back to the store one day and saying that someone had tried to accost him down in the San Diego area, and they grabbed the door and opened it on him, and he was able to floor this guy and drove off, leaving him laying in the street. I didn't see this, but I thought it was I thought it was just Maury Wax, that's all. I mean, you know, he was kind of like Patton.
Morris Wax was a man of great character. He was a man, if he told you something, he meant it. and you could put it in the bank.
As Maury once described the Lovinger Company, he said it was a horse and buggy operation, which it really was. He's a man that fed the cow that produced the milk, and he always had that philosophy of reinvesting in the company.
I think what made WAXIE grow is the attitude of management. The business is a reflection of the man at the top. If the man at the top has the will and the drive to make it go, and some common sense and a little luck, the business will grow. It was beyond my wildest dreams that this company would grow to this size. I leave this as a legacy to them to carry on the company, which I know that they will, and they will do it right.
I would encourage young people, or anyone who has the opportunity to go to WAXIE, to realize, try to visualize their position as part of the WAXIE organization, and that they are an important part, and they have an opportunity that is exceptional, that you don't get every day anywhere. A family company that cares, that has all the problems of a family. We work together, we fight together, we love together, we care for each other, we achieve. And I would say to become a part of the WAXIE organization is a real plus for you. There's still enough room in that dream for you. So add your dream to the dream of the WAXIE family and make it happen. Go for it.